one thing at a time.
So you don't get sick. Then get us all employees sick.
Anytime he's right.
She's got her second COVID vaccination. Yeah, that's what it is.
I just had mine last week.
Oof.
So it was worse the second time around than the first time around.
It knocked me on my keister.
Sure. So what was your name, sir? Okay. All right, Blair. So we do have that manual. It's just
There we go.
I'm gonna send it to your email right now. That should.
Well, hello, everybody. It's Scott Roberts here, and I'm joined with Tyler Bowman and Jerry Hubbell. And it's our 152nd episode of OpenGOTO Community Live. So,
I thought it was 153.
is it?
Yeah, I think the other day was 152.
You think it was? Huh?
I think you said that. Yeah.
He needs
Maybe
more
I'll have
sleep.
to fix that. Anyways, it's over 150.
Yeah,
So there you go. There you go.
That's right.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of our regulars online chatting with us. The first one to log in was Richard Grace. Says howdy, y'all. We'll have to catch up with Richard and find out how his project is going. Cameron Gillis, he updates us every week on Camstronomy, so which is pretty cool. Bergman Scooter says, great Thursday, everybody. Eduardo Simone says hello, and he said he's been away from the ES crowd for a minute.
For a minute. Golly.
That's not much of a vacation.
That's not much. That's not much dedication to us. I mean, come on, you can do better than that. 30 seconds.
30 seconds. That's right. Chris Larson says hello. Can't stay for a whole program off my kids' graduation festivities. That's true. Congratulations to your kids. Eduardo Simone. Awesome. How about you, Scott? Yeah, doing good. Doing good. Pekka says hello there and very good Thursday to all of you from so clear skies in Stockholm. That's great.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And Mike Wiesner says hello.
I got a message from Mike that I got that his book, he got my book order from him and he's going to ship it to me when he gets them in.
Oh, that's cool. That's good. You're getting it signed, right?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Of course. Chris Larson says, clear skies to all tonight. After our pool party, we're setting up the Meade 8-inch SCT, ACF, and the ETX 125, and the little Dob. Blessed that they all had this interest. That's true. That's great. That's going to be fun. Pekka says, my copy of Mike's book today. So after this episode, he arrived today. So I'll start
good.
to read his autobiography and maybe get ideas on how to write my own page or two of my autobiography. That'll be great. I'm sure you got lots of stories, Pekka. And who else? Martin Eastburn made it, which is great. And who else? Gary Albin says good evening. Gary, where are you from? Where's home for you? I always like to know where people are tuning in from. Gary says he's jealous of Pekka's clear skies. Nothing but rain in Miami. Okay, so that's where you are. Someone in the SCAS must have bought some gear. That's right. And Jeff Wise is on with us as well. So thanks for tuning in, all you guys. Jerry and I were talking earlier about customers trying to find resources on how to better use their PMC-8 or how to answer a question that they may have. We have lots and lots of resources. And so I suggested to Jerry that he kind of reviews all the resources that we do have so you know where to find them. If you're a beginner, this might help you. If you're advanced, there may be some resources that you weren't even aware of. So,
Right, and what prompted this also is there's a couple of new users that came on, and I know at least one of them bought a used iXOS 100. I mentioned this the other day that there's been a few that showed up on Cloudy Nights for people to buy. So if you're brand new to the system and came across it on Cloudy Nights as to buy it used, and then you bought it and you're not that familiar with it, then this will help also if you're.
That's true.
And one of the comments I made, I don't know if this is probably not true, but a few percent. But it seems like sometimes we run across customers that find the forum but don't find our website for some reason, and I don't know what that is. I don't know why that is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, we'll see questions pop up on the forum saying, how do I do this or that? And if you go to our website and go to Mounts PMC-Eight, it's right there. So that's what prompted me to talk about this a little
That's
bit.
true. Maybe there's a search. Maybe Google's finding it.
Could
When you
be.
search, and
Could
they
be when
think,
you
well,
search.
Groups.io has got to be a good place to start, so.
I don't know if you want, do you want me to share my screen and show
Yeah,
the
sure.
first resource is our website, of course, which I just mentioned. And I'm going to be, everybody notices how many how many windows I have open on my browser.
First line, 127.
Becca says, I'm really interested in IXOS 100 PMC-8 equatorial tracker system to replace my Skywatcher Star Adventurer.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Eduardo says, I think people don't like to scroll through the posts. They want the answer right then and now.
Yeah,
People don't
right.
want to dig for information. It's been that way. I'm guilty of it. That's for sure. But
So here is, I'm gonna zoom
Yeah,
up
if
a
you
little
just
bit
type
on
in
this.
groups.io and then PMC-8, it comes right at the top.
Yeah.
Google. So that would be another way they would find it. So
Lord, Jerry, how many tabs do you have open?
Probably about 50.
they're so tiny though. How would you even know what any of it is?
See,
You
I
just
see
hover,
snail mail.
you do this, you hover over the tab.
I see
Oh, that's what
snail
hovering-
mail, eBay.
Oh man, there's all kinds of stuff. There's the groups. There's all kinds of stuff. There's a bunch of technical stuff. A step-down converter, micro SIP module.
Mercy.
Is
There's
there
all
any group
kinds of
therapy
stuff.
stuff there at all?
Yeah, no, I
No.
don't. So if you go to the Explore Scientific website, it's a beautiful website. It's got this. This is zoomed up, of course. I've got it enlarged so people can look at it big. But at the very top, there's our listings of all the stuff we have, microscopes, outdoor. But if you go to mounts, PMC-8 mounts, that's the main page.
Yeah.
And you'll see what we offer and what's sold out. Although all this is sold out, isn't it? Golly.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
Except for the
happens.
G11. We got the
Yep.
G11.
Yep.
G11s we got.
So if you want to mount, you have to buy the G11. There's no doubt about it.
That's all there is to it.
That's all there is to it. You have to buy that.
Right now, that's true.
We got
Jenny
one in
Bedell-
stock.
Jenny Bedell Shelley says, I am so addicted to PMC-8. I recently bought back the Exos 2 I sold to a guy in October. Hopefully you got a good deal, Jenny,
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Although the two on Cloudy Nights were going for almost what we sell them for from
And
the
she,
store.
and she says she has one of each mount. So she's got all of our
Awesome.
mounts.
That's great.
I would
Yeah.
class you as a super user there, Jenny, so that's great.
So if you're looking for more information about how to use the PMC-8,
Thank you.
we've got this listing of PMC-8 software and downloads page,
Yeah.
and this is it. Is that zoomed up? Zoomed up a little bit. Let me zoom it up a little bit more. And this has got all the links to everything that you can get. Explore stars. It's got a video. It's got PMC-8 configuration manager. Now this has got links to the latest firmware, but this is the latest firmware before the universal version. To get the universal version right now, you have to be on a forum, on our PMC-8 forum, which is the next resource I'm going to show you. You can get the ASCOM standard platform here, which is for the ASCOM driver you need to load. You can get a 32-bit legacy driver or the 64-bit, 64-bit any CPU driver here, which again is not the latest one. It's the one that is before the universal version. You can also get the Indie driver
Mm-hmm.
for Linux and Mac OS operating system and information about it. So that's cool. And then I talk about the OpenGOTO community forum.
Yep.
We've got some knowledge base articles. There's quite a few. We've got the programmer's reference, which is going to be, it's renamed. And we have the software development kit. So this one page has links to a lot of different stuff.
Pretty much the whole ecosystem of.
Hey, so the
Yay.
next thing I'm going to show you is the forum. And you see how I found it right off the bat, right?
Amazing.
And let me zoom up. So I'm a member of a lot of different forums, so that's why I go to my groups and have a list of stuff. But the main group is here. Zoom up some on that.
Who are those three goofy guys up there in the?
Yeah, so
Ooh, I'm glad I'm not up there.
I've got to update that. I got to update this picture because this was from last year when I put this up here.
Whew.
Yeah, we're putting your picture up there next time.
Nope, I'm good. I'm good. Good.
That's when we were broadcasting just the OpenGOTO Community Live program once every day.
Every day.
That's the only show we had.
We were on every day. That's right.
That was a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's still a lot of work for Scott, but I don't have to be on here every day. Not that I don't want to. There's nothing wrong with
He
that.
wants to. He does. Sometimes he calls up crying. Scott, why can't I be on the show? I'm going, it's just not right for you, Jerry. You know,
I could always crash the Zoom session. That's no
I guess
problem.
you could. I guess you could. You know the password.
That's right. So that's available. And the forum offers a lot of stuff.
Anything from ASI error issues to how to do polar alignment. It does it all, folks. And we're not kidding.
And we just passed, I think we just passed 10,000 messages in message count. Let's see here. And this is one of the guys that just introduced himself. Hey. He goes, hey.
That's Ross Ferguson. He's our new.
Ross, hoping to learn all I can about the mounts in PMC-Eight. Welcome, Ross. So he introduced himself to the forum, and you can see here 10,028 messages on the. This is just on the main forum. We've got other subgroups also. So you can get a ton of information. So let me just demonstrate this for a minute. In terms of a search tool. All right. Let's look up Wi-Fi issues. Let's see what that comes up with. I think that's gonna topic. I don't know if I have to go back to the main list. Let me go back to the main list and do that. I don't want to just search within that little message thread. I don't know if issues will pop up anything. Oh yeah. Look there. There's 73 messages about Wi-Fi issues. You know, cannot connect. I don't mean to point this out to make us look bad.
In your defense,
what's the deal, Jerry?
Jerry, in your defense, this is where it comes into play that people are not reading.
Right.
They are not downloading, understanding the proper footwork or the proper steps. They're jumping ahead.
Oh yeah.
That's what they're doing. Not pointing any
First thing I do
fingers.
when I get something new is I look at the instruction manual and I throw it away, and then I start diving into something.
Then he goes, Jerry, I need help.
Right,
Jerry.
but this kind of demonstrates we've got almost 700 members on the forum, and everybody's new at some point, right? So they ask questions, and so this just demonstrates that how many people have asked this a lot of different questions about Wi-Fi and why things don't connect, and we've got people that answer. We got people on the forum. Wes is a big one, so like there, Wes McDonald, and let's see here. There's questions about odd behavior, can't connect anymore. see what he says here. Having issues after installing config manager. So there's all kinds of different, and there's 14 messages in this one topic. So there's
And Eduardo says they're probably all the same issue.
yeah, no.
And so
No.
Jerry, from what I gather, is we have a very active community
That's
of
right. We've got a very
moderators
active
that are,
community, and we weed out every little stinking problem you could ever
Yeah.
have with the system as a beginner. And then eventually,
Well, you need beginners to help us. I mean, if we have, like, sometimes we find a bug, it's usually a beginner that finds it, you know?
yeah, a lot of times, that's right.
Because
And
they're unfamiliar with.
they approach
you know?
things a lot differently than we have normally
Sure.
approached things. They come from different things and different
Yeah.
ideas, and I can say
And we
that,
can't do that because we're the guys that developed it, right? So,
right, and we don't have access to all the different configurations. A lot of
Very
times
true.
it comes down to their individual laptop configuration and what they've done with it and stuff like that. So we work through that. I know Tyler can talk to the fact that he's helped a lot of people through Zoom,
yeah.
working through their workstation issues, probably.
And sometimes it's just not clicking the right button.
Right. It's just
And
familiarity with the
it's-
system.
it is, and it helps to get another set of eyes to look at it that have messed with it enough to get
Yep.
the proper setup.
Yep. I like this. Did I waste my money?
Yeah.
West McDonald.
Ouch.
That's one of his early messages, I bet.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you forgot to add an E on the waist.
Uh-huh. Jerry and Brent. I know you guys know.
Okay, Mickey, I'm gonna get.
Oh,
this email
Wi-Fi
right now,
interference. So
okay?
let's talk about Wi-Fi. Oh, this is a response to somebody else's message.
Oh, yeah.
It's not
I
from
was gonna say,
Brent.
I don't think Wes
No,
did that.
I don't think he believes he wasted his money.
No.
I don't think, I pretty much can say with confidence that once our customers
We'll take care of it immediately.
get the
Figure it
mount
out.
working, like get it figured out, they don't think they wasted their money.
No, it's funny. There's been a couple of times like the Wi-Fi issues, because most people don't think that there's a lot of Wi-Fi interference at the house because you got kids on a tablet and everything else. They're like, why can't this work? But they go to a dark site, picks
Yeah,
it right up, no problem.
yep, yeah.
It's like, huh?
Okay, there were 5
Right.
pallets going to Indigo
Jeff
Bar.
Wise says the OpenGOTO every day. It was an incredible amount of work. Yeah, but it was fun to do. You know,
Yeah,
it was fun
we
to
got,
do.
I think in the early days, we got quite a bit of questions. We demonstrated a lot of things. If you go back and look at
I think one of the most amazing shows that we had, Jerry, is when that guy he was like beating his head against the wall, could not figure out how to make his PMC-8 work. And we decided to log in on Zoom live, take
we did,
control of his desktop and configure it for him and make it work.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You kind of said, well, let's go fix it. Let's go ahead and fix it.
Let's
then.
just go ahead and do it. That's
Yeah.
right. You know, so
And
yeah,
that,
there's no safety net when you do stuff like that. You
takes
know,
a little bit of skill. Oh, I got thunder.
looks like a beautiful day behind you, Jerry.
I know.
This is West Virginia. This is
Well, it's a good thing you have the scope underneath the tent there. in
That's
case-
right. And I got some good pictures of a microburst that came through the year before this one when I was at almost having Star Party, and it came through and wiped out my booth and crashed my tent, and the banner and everything was crunched up. I don't want to share that now, but I'll maybe on a future show I'll talk about that experience at the almost having Star Party.
Jeff Wise calls that episode the Amazing Jerry Remote Repair Show.
Yeah. Live. I've done a couple things live that were pretty cool. The exoplanet observation.
The exoplanet one, that was unreal.
Yeah,
It was. We had no idea that would actually work as well as it did.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to talk to an audience, and it's like it's like typical when you're at a Star Party and you're setting up your equipment and you're trying to
Yeah.
concentrate on that.
Yeah, and the guy,
And people come
guy
up and
comes
ask you
wants to
questions.
ask you question after question.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. It's exactly like that. And then you don't screw up your system if you're lucky.
If you're lucky. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Or skilled.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, so that's part of it. So we're there at the forum to help everybody, and
True.
we would always prefer our customers to search the forum for answers first, but we're always open to questions. And I
Well,
think,
that form is as much of a resource for us as it is for, a user. So, we can search those questions in the
yeah,
form ourselves and, see
right.
because some of the configurations, some of the information was so kind of rarefied, that you can't have that all in your head. So,
No, and I make pretty good use of I created a bunch of tags to put on each of the messages to describe what the message is about, so you can actually search the forum for specific tags like technical, or it deals with ASCOM, or if it's ASCOM driver related, or if it's Wi-Fi related. You can select that tag on the subject line, and so you can actually hit the tag and get questions or posts related to that tag, basically,
yeah,
if you make good use of them, the hashtag.
right. Jeff Wise says you need giant, he puts that all in caps, giant search boxes and pointers to help out us brain dead folks.
Well, it's just, once you get used to working on equipment, you don't care to look at any documentation. You want to figure
Sure.
it out. That's part of the challenge and part of the fun. I'm not challenge, but fun sometimes is just ripping open a box and trying to put it together to see if you can make it work without having any knowledge about it at all.
I do that every time,
Yeah,
no
and
matter
then if
what it
you
is.
right, exactly. So it's kind of a good challenge, but it's fun to do that way too. So I can understand people wanting to make it work with as little foreknowledge as they can get away with.
Mm-hmm. Jenny Bedell Shelley says, I try to help you guys out when I can. We really appreciate that.
Oh, Jenny, she chimes in quite a bit
Yeah, that's
with
awesome.
new users. She also chimes in a lot when people have G11 questions, I've seen.
Oh, I see.
Because
That's great.
Yeah.
She's good. She's real good.
Jenny, we have to see some of her astrophotography on our show sometime.
She does great work.
Mm-hmm.
Pekka says, buy IKEA furniture and then you get the adventure.
That's just a headache.
If you look at some of our documentation, it looks just like that.
Gary Albin wants to know, are there any software applets for the PMC-8 that allow for standalone plate solving?
ASIR.
That's not an applet, right?
Applet by app, or I don't know what an applet is.
An applet is just a phone app, basically.
Yeah,
ASIR.
That's what they used to be called.
ASIR can be done with the phone.
Can it? That's cool.
How much is an ASIR?
ASIR Pro is, I think, $299.
That's not bad.
$299 or $399. I can't remember which. So, and you can control it all on your phone or tablet, computer, whichever.
Oh, I've got a comment. Let me find it on my phone here. I got an email from that fella. Remember the topic we talked about last week? That was a fun topic that Tyler didn't care for a lot. We bring it up almost every time.
God, all right, I'm leaving. I'll leave.
The fella that I was going to invite on, he came back and set a date, so I'm going to send that to you, Scott. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Okay. He hasn't been abducted or anything, right?
You're going to get Tyler to leave.
I mean, it's it'll kill me with y'all's.
No, this guy's an Air Force intelligence officer. He's a real scientific guy. He's into science.
Oh boy. And it started. Until they let us into Area 51, I will not believe any shenanigans ever.
I agree with you.
I knew a guy who worked at Area 51.
But you never heard anything about it, did you?
We were just talking about it. He says, Scott, I got to tell you, he says, there's honest to God, really nothing there. I said, well, why do they keep it so secret and everything? He says, because we have classified stuff over there.
It's the government.
Yeah.
That's why.
Classified like alien autopsy stuff over there, or
it's really nothing.
or a new plane that you don't want anybody to see.
It's all the distraction. All the distraction.
Mm-hmm.
It's propaganda.
Yeah. You know what? We're going to all be eating crow when the U.S. Navy shows us images of aliens.
I'd just like to see a picture of what they have on the radar up close with some details, like with some little,
We'll see
dirt,
antennas.
Some stuff and
some
dials,
dirt on it, or some dirt or markings or something on it.
or something. Somebody looking out a window waving.
Right.
One of our CSR reps says it's just sleight of hand. That's all it is. It's just political garbage.
It's
That's all
smoke
it
and
is.
mirror. Okay.
Smoke and
All right, we
mirror.
have to move the show back away from aliens.
Thank you.
and UFOs.
Thank you.
Okay. Back to the PMC-8.
Some people think it's rainbows and unicorns, but it's smoke and mirrors.
It is rainbows and unicorns because they don't exist. Except rainbows, they do.
Kind of.
It's a reflection of light. Yeah.
All right.
So let's talk
PMC-8,
about
guys.
let's talk about the
PMC-8.
astrophotography contest. We haven't talked about that in a while. It's been what, a week?
how long?
A little bit a week.
It's going to run out here soon, isn't it? How
It's,
long?
the 15th of this month
Oh, so it's
is the deadline. We have 52 entries so
Nice.
far. 52. I'm not going to show any pictures. I'm not going to do
No.
anything. I'm just
No.
mysterious. But we have a couple they've all been
Is that
by the
one of
same people.
pictures behind you?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Eventually, I'm hoping to get out tonight and do some imaging, but I got to test the customer scope as well. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Ken Noble says I could show images now, but I'm too skeptical. I could be turned. I could be.
I will leave.
You will leave, huh? What, are you scared?
No, it's like the Jolly Green Giant.
You're
They
scared
don't
of
exist. It's like Sasquatch. They
Don't
don't
say
exist.
don't. Yeah, they might.
Yeah, you're looking at it.
They-
It's
they
the
might.
Sasquatch.
it's
They
something.
might.
It may not be what people would like to be, but it's
It's
something.
probably just humidity coming off a freaking
Humidity. Yeah.
whatever, some Tomahawk aircraft, whatever. You can't see it. It's terrible imagery.
Patrick says, has anyone tracked back in time when was UFOs first time observed and when it got a green color and so on? Actually, there is a timeline to that.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that when there was a lot of
Yeah, I
wonderful
think it was
stuff in the 50s?
somebody writing about some sort of sighting, and it was I think it was a journalist that called them flying saucers.
What was he on during the flying saucers?
I don't know.
There was a private pilot in Washington State that flew in the 40s that first reported. That's where the flying discs came from, or flying saucers, when he saw these discs. And looking back at it, they think they were lenticular clouds. I don't know if you've ever seen lenticular clouds, Scott, but they look like
Oh yeah,
look
I've
like
seen them.
discs.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what that ties into your meteorology a little bit. That type of
Mhm.
formation and clouds forms over mountains, and I think that's what you actually observe. But it's hard to say.
I'm waiting for the Navy. My dad was in the Navy. I'm a Navy brat. Okay. So
You're going to be waiting a while. You'll be waiting a while.
all right. So you got 52 entries, Tyler. The
Yes,
last
we do.
day is June 15th. Is that
Correct. It is June 15th of this
Okay.
month. So
right? All right.
come on, everybody. Get
And
out there with some
what are
cell
the
phones.
prizes? What are they going to win?
No,
What do they get for this?
they get a lot of cool stuff. There's one category, and it's just a smartphone in general. But there's 3 prizes. First winner receives $75 gift card. And if they're just legacy members, they get an upgrade to platinum for free, and an 18 by 24 print as well. And if they're second place, it is $50 Explore Scientific gift card, also with an 18 by 24 print and an upgrade to their EA membership as well. And also for third place is $25 gift card, an 18 by 24 print, and an upgrade for their EA membership. So come on, everybody, let's get Annie, our wonderful Explore Alliance mentor member, some work to do. Let's get some upgrades going.
And Scott, me and you were talking about earlier, if you're a forum member, you're a legacy member of the Explore Alliance too, right?
That's right. I mean, unless you're against it, but it's free. So
yeah, we'll force it on you. We'll twist your arm.
That's all I got. That's all
Well,
I got. I mean, if y'all want to talk about aliens and stuff, I'll have actual work to
About
do.
what? I don't
you
talk
keep
about
bringing
aliens.
it up.
I talk about UAPs. I don't talk about aliens.
Oh, Lord.
You're the one. Do you think they're aliens, really, Tyler? I don't believe that.
Wait a minute. You know what I think might actually really be an alien form of life is tardigrades.
That's
They
right.
have very unusual DNA. Very
Let's see.
Oh,
How-
that reminds me of the crew resupply mission that Falcon 9 launched this afternoon. I was mentioning.
I mean,
to
we're
you
sending them
before.
back out there, right?
That's right. They're doing an experiment that a cell experiment zero. It's called Cell 04 or something like that, where they're launching tardigrades in space.
No, tardigrades. The first ever tardigrade.
So that's kind of cool.
One small step for tardy, one giant leap for grade.
I don't know.
Okay, here we go. This was in the Smithsonian Magazine. Are tardigrades world's hardiest creatures?
But everything
I would put them amongst the most hardy, that's for sure. Researchers sequenced a tardigrade species genome and found that roughly 1/6 of its DNA, around 6,600 genes, appear to come from other organisms, mainly bacteria.
everything else is good and everything else.
And these sections of DNA were thought to be picked up through the process of so-called horizontal gene transfers, which is common in bacteria and other microbes.
I just wanted to update you and apologize.
And scientists have only recently discovered some animals can do this as
Late
well.
summer, when we're-
But there's I read an article, there's other issues with tardigrade DNA. So very interesting animal. And they're cute,
Yeah.
Now, who doesn't love a tardigrade?
Well, the neat thing is that it's a changing thing. You can watch their behavior. It's all instinctual behavior. It's just really fundamental. They don't really have a brain, I don't expect. They just have maybe some, I don't know how many nerves, if they even have nerve cells. What kind of stuff do they have to allow them to move and to find food and to eat and to all the other things that animals
They
do?
have all those feet,
Yeah, right. I'm sure it's not just random motions that they know how to control themselves at some level.
Right?
Kind of interesting to understand. It's like our robots today. I don't know. I guess our basic robots that we have today, like the Atlas, well, the Atlas is pretty high performance, but in terms of brain power, I'd expect it's like Spot the robot dog is probably on par with some of these microorganisms, or maybe, I don't think they're as intelligent as an insect. Maybe they are. I don't know what the level of intelligence is on the control system. They can sense their environment, they can respond to it, they can move, and they can seek a goal. I guess that's just basic stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, they survive.
Yeah.
I mean, these things survive everything. Here's a kind of a quote here. It says, or they can withstand something like 4,300 psi, where most bacteria and multicellular organisms die.
Golly.
The quote is that they're that tough. If a cataclysm wipes out most of life on our planet, including humans, it's very likely that tardigrades will survive. That's right.
Well, since we're at the top of the food chains, we'd be the first to go. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
You know, that's just, being at the top of the heap is a fragile position.
Yeah.
But that's twice the pressure in a nuclear reactor. At a pressurized water reactor is 2200 psi. 2235 psi is a nuclear reactor. So that's twice as much as in a nuclear reactor. What does it say anything about temperature?
Well, you live like around volcanic vents, so that's pretty hot.
Yeah.
Down in the ocean. So scientists say that tardigrades may have been among the first animals to leave the ocean and settle on dry land. Tardigrades pose no threat to humans. Scientists have yet to identify a species of tardigrade that spreads disease. That's right.
They're just friendly little animals.
Yeah, I've got some right here, just right behind me. They're friendly and they love humans. And that's all I got to say about it.
All I got to say about that.
They're nice pets. Becca says dust to dust. Jeff says, I would not want to meet a very large tardigrade. Yeah, you're sleeping, something rustles you at night, you open your eyes, and it's a 6-foot tardigrade standing right over your
bed. If anybody out there watched the new Star Trek Discovery series that CBS put out.
No, is it good?
They had that was one of the storylines, was a giant tardigrade, believe it or not.
They stole our ideas.
They actually took that idea from another fella that developed a game that had giant tardigrades. Look it up.
I will.
That's just kind of some of the random stuff I come across that's related to some of the things that I do, or what Scott does with tardigrades.
Here's an interesting statement about tardigrades. They sequenced the genome of the tardigrade, and the results suggest that this weird little creature has the most foreign genes of any animal studied so far. This is 1/6 of the tardigrade's genome, stolen from other species.
So it's kind of like what do they call that? A hybrid. It's like a what is it called? When you mix genes from two different species, it's called a not a charon. It's something like that. There's a term for it. Somebody out in the audience might know what it is. I can't recall the term.
Jeff says they're called absorbigrades. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hybrid. They're a mutt. That's what it is. Chimera is what.
Chimera.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, chimera. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, totally. They're just the most amazing little animals. They are. Well, it was.
That kind of segued into your show tomorrow with the microscopy, isn't it?
That's true. Maybe I'll have a tardigrade section. We'll show the tardigrades that I have, and we'll get more into what tardigrades are all about. So, you guys out there should get some tardigrades. I mean, you'll be addicted to watching them. Through a microscope. That's for sure. I
wonder if there's a live 24-hour tardigrade channel on YouTube or someplace. That
probably on TikTok.
You can tune into the tardigrade channel.
All tardigrades all the time.
That's right.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. It might be a moneymaker. You never know.
It could be. When I typed it in, all tardigrades, you know how it fills in stuff for you?
Mm-hmm.
All tardigrades go to hell. And then it says all tardigrades go to hell lyrics. Okay, there's actually a song.
Oh, man.
You know, that's such a bad rap. Let's see. All tardigrade
Yuck.
channel. They don't have their own channel yet.
No, not yet. Well, there's an idea for somebody to pick up on.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe I will. Well, anything else that you'd like to add before we call it a night?
No, it's a kind of miscellaneous kind of day, like always.
Like always. Well, you know, you're close to releasing your next Revit firmware, right?
Yeah, right. So some little bug fixes that are really kind of esoteric bugs that most people don't run into normal day-to-day use of the system, but they're bad enough to where we want to make them right, fix that stuff. The key one is that if you try it with the universal firmware, and this will demonstrate it for everybody if they try it on their mount. If they start a slew to an object with their chart, with a carte de seal or stellarium or whatever, and then in the middle of the slew, click on a target and say slew to that. The previous version would work fine. There's a little bug that keeps the universal version from immediately making a quick turn and going to the new object. Right now it will stop, and then you'll hit go to again, and it will go on to the new target. So that's the behavior.
And do we have the fix already, or?
Yeah, we've already got the
done.
fix done.
I
It's
see.
done, and we're doing some final testing on it, and I got to package it up and get it out there for everybody.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Well, guys, thank you very much. Thanks to the audience for joining us today. And tomorrow we'll have Microcosmos Voyages, and we'll talk more about the microscopic world. So until that time, you guys keep looking up, and thanks for tuning in. And Jerry, thanks for coming on today.
Sure.
We'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.